both the electoral body and candidates. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, says it will need 40.9 billion shillings to carry out the election. Or candidates will both, we'll take that again, that the candidates will fork as much as 40 million shillings for a senatorial seat, according to a report by the Westminister Foundation of Democracy Limited and the Netherlands Institute for Multiparty Democracy. The millions of candidates, or the millions the candidates spend in campaigns, may not necessarily guarantee them a victory.
According to the research, one cannot run for any elective post if one does not have millions of shillings, not even for a member of county assembly seat. The choice of party is equally important because of majority of the electorate vote along party lines.
Spending, however, is not enough. The choice of political party also matters. So as we know how our politics is structured in Kenya, those who are able to contest with a dominant party in a particular region have a significant advantage over those who may be contesting with either smaller parties or as independent candidates.
The cost of politics research reveals that the Senate seat is the most expensive of all the parliamentary seats in Kenya. Tom Boya, a governance expert and one of the authors of the research, it cost an average of 35.5 million shillings to contest the Senate seat in 2017. Some senators spent as much as 40 million shillings and won, while others spent close to 50 million shillings but lost.
The fact that because they are campaigning on a county basis, county-wide, this drove up the cost of their campaigns. And so because their costs for transportation, for publicity, and for all these various things had to cover an entire county, whereas in the case of the National Assembly, they only need to concern themselves with a constituency, or in the case of a county assembly, they need only worry about a ward.
The county woman representative seat is not cheap either, as its candidates spent an average of 22.8 million shillings. To be elected as an MP, candidates spent at least 18 million shillings, while campaigns for the member of county assembly were the least expensive, with contenders spending 3.1 million shillings on average, while others spent as much as 8 million and still lost.
While those who lost spent an average of 13.4 million shillings. So again, more than double the cost. In the case of the National Assembly and the County Assembly seats, the figures are a little bit closer. Those who won spent an average of 21.2 million, whereas those who lost spent 14.9 million.
Boya reveals that whereas the more you spend, the higher the chances of winning your party tickets at time holds sway.
It is unfortunate that politics has become transactional. Okay, it is transactional in the sense that money is a very key determinant of electoral success. Is one of the key determinants, and so you keep spending, particularly if you look at the dynamics and the trends. You tend, if you're in a dominant party, you tend to spend more at the primaries level, at the party primaries level, than you do at the general election.
One of the findings of the research was that women spend as much as men, and in many cases more, to get elected, but still with mixed outcomes.
And the fact that perhaps the average voter hasn't come to accept women as national leaders and as parliamentary leaders. So this is actually also one of the recommendations that we have made as a result of this research, which has to do with supporting female candidates, not just not just at the party level, but also in terms of building capacity to be able to conduct electoral processes.
The research further found out that once elected, the legislators used their seats to recoup the cost incurred. The summary of the finding is that politics is largely a pursuit for the wealthy. These costs are more so prohibitive for women and youth, albeit for different reasons. In a bid to foster equality in campaigns for next year's election, IEBC has released campaign financing and spending limits for all elective seats in the country. Enforcement to ensure compliance with these caps in spending is another matter.
So if we cap this, and actually you even as an individual, as a candidate, that is around, I think maybe your personal contribution should not go beyond 20%. So it means it will help you. You cannot overspend the entire family investment on an electoral process.
It makes it more transparent in terms of where campaign resources are coming from, but importantly, it goes a long way in terms of leveling the playing field and ensuring that politics doesn't simply become a game of money.
Suleiman Yeri, Prime Edition.
Thank you.